You know, today we're going to talk about one of the smallest words out there, but one that has seriously the biggest impact. No. We're going to dig into why it's so incredibly hard to say and how getting good at it can literally change your life. Okay, let's just start with a quick question here, a little gut check. How many times has this happened to you just this week? You hear the words, yes, of course, coming out of your mouth, but inside, your brain, your soul, everything is just screaming, no. Yeah, that feeling is what we're talking about today. Look, if this feels familiar, you are not alone. This isn't some kind of personal flaw. It's actually a super common, deeply human behavior. We're going to call it the yes reflex. It's that impulse to just agree. So what is this yes reflex really? Well, it's that split-second knee-jerk reaction to say yes to something, often before our brain has even had a chance to ask, hey, wait a minute, do I actually have time for this? Do I even want to do this? But here's the good news. It's just a habit. And you know what they say about habits. They can absolutely be broken. Okay, so what's really going on under the hood here? Why is that tiny two-letter word so hard to get out of our mouths? Let's get into this psychology because it's fascinating. All right, number one, and this is a biggie for a lot of us. We are just terrified of conflict. We imagine the awkwardness, the other person's disappointed face, maybe even an argument. And saying yes just feels easier. It feels like the path of least resistance, the fastest way to keep everything smooth and happy. And right on the heels of that is something we are all wired for, the desire to be liked. I mean, we're social animals, right? We want to be seen as the helpful one, the capable one, the good team player. There's this little voice in our head that whispers, if you say no, they won't like you anymore. And then, oh boy, there's the big one. Guilt. That heavy, sinking feeling that you're letting someone down. We feel guilty for not being able to help, guilty for choosing our own needs, as if drawing a line in the sand is some kind of moral failure. And that feeling can be so powerful, it just bulldozes right over our common sense. So, okay, we say yes to keep the peace, to get people to like us, and to dodge that awful feeling of guilt. But what's the real cost? What's the hidden price tag on all those yeses? Turns out it's way, way higher than we think. And here's the thing. These costs, they don't just sit there by themselves. Oh no, it's like a domino effect. It starts with just feeling tired, which turns into full-blown burnout. Then that burnout festers and becomes resentment toward the very people you were trying to help. Your own personal time? Gone. The things you wanted to focus on, pushed to the side. And maybe the worst part, your self-respect starts to take a hit because you're constantly signaling to yourself that your needs don't matter. Okay, but this is where we flip the script. This isn't all doom and gloom. What if we stopped thinking of no as a bad word? What if we started seeing it as a positive, powerful tool for making our lives better? Now, when I say no, I don't mean being rude or just shutting someone down. We're talking about a good no. Take a look at this. It's not about slamming a door. It's about respectfully communicating your own limits. It's about having respect for them, yeah, but also having respect for yourself. And just look at this comparison. It lays it all out so clearly, right? On one side, you have the burnout from saying yes. On the other, the energy you save by saying no. Instead of resentment, you get authenticity in your relationships. Instead of lost time, you get to work on your goals. You literally trade other people's priorities for your own. It's a game changer. And this really brings us to this fantastic quote from Paulo Coelho. When you say yes to others, make sure you are not saying no to yourself. I mean, think about that for a second. Every single yes you give away is a no to something else. It's a no to getting enough sleep, a no to working on your passion project, a no to just sitting down and doing nothing for 5 minutes. The question is, are you okay with that trade? All right, so this all sounds great in theory, right? We get the why, we get the what, but the big question is how? How do you actually do this in the heat of the moment, when someone's standing right in front of you with a hopeful look on their face? Well, let's give you a toolkit. This 4-step plan is your secret weapon. First, and this is crucial, just pause. Don't answer right away. Your new best friend is the phrase, let me check my calendar and get back to you. That pauses everything. It breaks the yes reflex. Second, when you do answer, be clear. Maybe is not your friend. Be kind, but be direct. Third, a brief reason is optional. You don't owe anyone a novel. I just don't have the capacity right now is a perfect, complete answer. And finally, step 4, if you want to, you can offer an alternative. Something like, I can't do it this week, but how about next week? It shows you still care, but on your terms. So if there is one thing, just one thing you take away from all of this, please let it be this. Saying no is not a selfish act. It is a necessary act of self-care and self-respect. And here's the magic part. When you stop saying yes to things you don't want to do, the yeses you do give become so much more powerful, so much more real. And that's what we want to leave you with. A no isn't just an ending. It's a beginning. It's not a closed door. It's you opening a different door. It creates space. So the real question isn't what you're saying no to. It's what are you finally making room for? What amazing thing are you about to say yes to?